Two charged with prostitution after troopers find missing teen. Cedar City man sentenced to 3 years probation in connection with a shooting. And your daily weather forecast with highs, lows, and everything you need to know for the days ahead.
You're watching St. George News at 5, brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon, I'm Monica McLaughlin. A traffic stop for speeding led to the arrest of a California couple found traveling with a missing teenage girl in Washington County over the weekend. According to Utah Highway Patrol and court records, 41-year-old John Anthony Hampton and 26-year-old Barbara Grace Singleton, both of Bakersfield, were stopped near the Tokerville exit on I-15 and arrested on suspicion of child exploitation, drug possession, and weapons charges. Troopers found the minor during a vehicle search and recovered messages suggesting she was being trafficked for sex. Authorities say the teen has since been reunited with her mother in Nevada, and both suspects remain in custody without bail. A 21-year-old man connected to the shooting death of 17-year-old Kaylee Dutton in Iron County has been sentenced to 3 years of probation. Aldrich Felipe pleaded guilty to obstruction of justice and unlawful firearm possession, both felonies, in connection with the January 17th incident that left Dutton dead and another teen injured. Iron County Attorney Chad Dotson said Felipe didn't share the same intent as the 3 co-defendants charged with murder, but admitted to hiding evidence, then later cooperating with investigators. Judge Meb Anderson imposed a zero-tolerance probation, mental health evaluations, and no-contact order, warning Felipe that any violation could result in prison time. Let's take a look at your daily weather forecast, brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino. Right now in St. George, it's a warm and sunny 96 degrees. Tonight we'll cool down to a mild 66, and tomorrow the heat continues with a high of 98 and a low of 68. Over in Mesquite, it's already heating up at 99 degrees under clear skies. Temperatures will drop to 72 tonight and climb to a high of 102 tomorrow with a low of 73. Looking ahead, an extreme heat watch is in place from Friday morning through Saturday evening. Forecasters warn of dangerously hot conditions with a major risk for heat-related illness. Temperatures across southern Nevada valleys, including Mesquite, could rise between 105 and 109 during this period. In Cedar City, it's a cooler 78 degrees with some clouds moving through. Tonight's low dips to 52, and tomorrow looks mostly sunny with a high of 84 and a low near 55. A St. George family is mourning the loss of 16-year-old Jessica Santiago, who they said was the pedestrian struck and killed on Interstate 15 last Friday. Her brother, 25-year-old Omar Santiago, said Jessica left home after the family had gone to sleep and was reported missing the next morning before they learned of the crash. The family says they still do not know how or why she ended up on the freeway. A funeral mass will be held Saturday, May 31st at St. George Catholic Church, with her remains to be taken to Mexico for burial. A GoFundMe has been set up by a close family friend to help with expenses. A St. George therapist is helping clients overcome emotional challenges through climbing, hiking, and rappelling, blending traditional counseling with outdoor adventure. For a closer look at how nature and movement are transforming therapy sessions in southern Utah, here's Jessie Bang.
Angela Shields is the licensed marriage and family therapist behind Rising Sun Therapy, where she goes beyond traditional talk therapy by offering adventure therapy, an active outdoor approach that takes healing beyond the walls of a typical therapy room.
I do rock climbing sessions, hiking sessions, slack lighting. Like I was saying, sometimes we'll do like shooting hoops or whatnot, but getting out of the office and being in nature or going to the gym and using nature or the rocks as a way of healing and processing and moving through stuff.
With a background in wilderness therapy, guiding in Moab, and working as a ski instructor, Shields said being active outdoors helps open lines of communication for many clients.
So sometimes it's to create connection, break the ice, be able to build a relationship with someone who's maybe a little bit more nervous to come into a traditional therapy setting. And sometimes we're actually like using the rocks or using things as a way to build resilience or as a way to focus on emotion regulation and deal with fear and face anxiety in the moment.
She says hiking supports bilateral stimulation through the rhythm of walking, which can help the brain process emotions more effectively.
Like when we're hiking, we're side by side, or we're one in front and one behind, and so it can create less like intensity or nervousness around the situation.
For more information on Rising Sun Therapy and its adventure-based approach, read the full article.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to wewininjurylaw.com. I'm Monica McLaughlin with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5, brought to you by We Win Injury Law.